Hello everyone, this is Srikanth. Welcome to my channel. In this session, we are going to create a Node.js project, a sample food store by using Node, Angular and MongoDB. And we will also integrate the Stripe payment gateway in this tutorial. So, let me show you what we are going to create briefly. So, let's open the project in localhost 4200. So this is the sample project we are going to create. So it will be having list of items displayed here, and I have given some sample text for each item. See here, these are the items, and we can able to search the items by using this search box. So let's say search for pizza and click on search button. So we got the two items here. So in the same way, we can also see on the right hand side section in the cart, we have the items added to the cart. 3 items are added and with the price of 89. So you can also click on these tags. So if I click on all, we will get all the items to be displayed. And you can also see the URL got changed. We can also search with fast food, lunch, anything. So we will get the required results, and the URL will also get changed accordingly. So let's add one more item to this cart. Let's add chicken soup. So we got the total 100, and we can also add or remove the items from here by clicking on this minus and plus buttons. So accordingly the price will also be decreased. And we also have this login and registration routes where the user can log in by registering themselves. So let's go. So once we selected the required items, if we click on next, it will ask for the basic details of the user, and then it can navigate to the payment gateway screen. So let's enter some basic details. Here I am giving some basic details and clicking on checkout. So when I click on checkout, this will navigate to the payment gateway screen with the list of items and the total amount. So here you can see the selected items, what we have selected here, 4 items, and the total cost is 80 rupees. 80. So I am giving the basic details here, the address to complete the payment gateway process. See, let's select the state as Andhra Pradesh, and you can also give the testing card details. 4242 is the testing card, and you can also give any expiry date, which is a future date, and I'm giving CVV as all zeros. So when I click on pay, on successful payment, it will redirect to the successful route. See here, the success is there in the URL. This is a success route, and we are also sending the session ID in the URL so that we can track the status of the payment. And if there is any failure, we have the failure route here. Now let's start creating the project, basic project. So we'll be having 2 folders. Let me create the folder first. Let's name this one as the food online. Inside this folder we'll be having 2 more folders. One is for the front end, another for is the back end. Let's add CMD and open that VS Code as an editor. So we'll be using Visual Studio Code as a code editor. Here we got that empty project. So let's start by creating the front end Angular project. So first of all, we need to run this command npx -p, and in this session we'll be using Angular 16 project. Okay, @angular /cli @16, and we know how to create an Angular project. ng new, let's name this one as a client. So it will be taking some time and it will ask some basic routing related questions. Okay, let's see. So here it is asking for routing. Just press Y and select the required CSS one and click on enter. So it will be creating the project. It takes some time. Let's wait for it. So here the project has been created successfully. Here you can see we got the client folder, and inside that one we have the basic files we got which are required for the Angular. So, and we also want to install Bootstrap into the client project. Let's navigate to the client folder, cd client, and install npm install Bootstrap. So we will be using the Bootstrap onto the Angular project. So just to make it simple, so it has been installed, and you can go to this package.jsn. You can see Bootstrap is added as a dependencies. Okay, now in the same way, let's run this one for now. Localhost, let's run npm run ng serve. So I am using npm run ng serve as I have not installed the Angular CLI globally. So this will run the project on the localhost 4200. So it will take some time. Here the application has been compiled successfully. Let's run inside the browser, localhost 4200. So this is the basic starter project for the Angular. Okay, we'll be removing all of these things and we'll create our own components for the food store. Okay, in the same way we'll be adding the backend server project, node project. Okay, here inside this one you can see client is there. Let's add one more folder, server. Okay, let's create outside of this one. Okay, see, so we created the server folder in the same food online folder. Okay, client and server, we have two folders now. Now let's create the required files for the server side. So let's take one more terminal and navigate to server folder, cd server, and we need to initialize the package.jsn first of all. So npm init -y. So this will create as the package.jsn file. So here you can see we got the package.jsn file with the basic options. And next what we have to do, we have to install the required packages for the node, and also we will be using TypeScript for this Node.js project. So let's install the required packages. Npm install TypeScript, and as we are using TypeScript, we also need TS node. So let's go here. TS node is the TypeScript execution engine which will convert the TypeScript to JavaScript, so that we no need to pre-compile that code. It will automatically compile on the fly. So next, and let's install this TypeScript Mongoose, as we are using MongoDB, and cars and the required packages we can use. So TS node, and what else we need? Express. So let's install these for now, and the required packages we can install when we need them. So press enter. See, the required packages has been installed, and let's go to package.json file. Here we got the cars, which is for the cross origin request, express, mongoose, ts node, which is for compiling the TypeScript to JavaScript, which is execution engine for TypeScript. So let's also use create this NodeMon, which will be helpful in the development. npm install NodeMon. So whenever we save the file, it will automatically refresh the changes. Okay, so NodeMon also got installed successfully. Here you can see NodeMon. Now let's create one more folder inside the server folder. Let's name this as a src, and inside this src we'll be creating root file server.ts. Okay, here you can see we got the server.ts. So let's modify this package.json for the starting. Okay, let's add start and NodeMon src server.ts. Okay, when we run npm run start, this will run the server.ts file. Okay, let's navigate to the server.ts file, import express from express. So here you can see, so here it is asking for the types of express. So you can install the express types by using this particular command. So just copy and paste it inside the terminal. So it will be installing. Meanwhile, we will be creating application. So here you can see the express types also added to the dev dependencies. Okay, now let's create the app. Const app equal to express. See, so we need to create the server by listening onto the port. Any port you can mention. Let's name this as a 5000 as a port. In the later we will be creating the config file where we can get all of these constants, port number, etc. from that config file. So let's add console.log server listening on port 5000. Now run the server, npm run start. Let's go to the package.json. Looks like something is wrong. So here I did a spelling mistake. NodeMon. Okay, now let's run it again. So here you can see it is looking for the server.ts file inside the src. So we got one issue. Let's see what is that one. So here what it is saying, we forgot to initialize the tsconfig.json. So it is basically reporting that as we are using imports from ES6, so it is saying that common JS module is not there. So for that one, what we can do is npx tsc, we can initialize the tsconfig.json file by running this command npx tsc ---- init. So what it will do is it will initialize the tsconfig.json for the TypeScript with all the basic options. Let's see, after successful completion of this command, we will be able to see the tsconfig.json file. See here. So we got the successful tsconfig.json file. So here you can see most of the options are commented by default. So if you want, you can enable any of those things. So for now we are leaving it as it is. So now run again, npm run start. See, it should work as expected, and we should able to see this server listening on port 5000. Okay, this is the console.log we have added inside the server.ts. See here, server listening on port 5000. You can see this one. So we are successfully updated the client project, basic setup for the client project as well as the server. So in the next section we will be adding the required components for the client as well as the APIs for the server side. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see in the next video.